Senator John Kennedy just exploded at the committee chair. He said she allowed a witness to go on for 4 or 5 minutes, change her testimony, and potentially perjure herself without allowing cross-examination. He asked for a second round of questioning. She said no. He appealed her ruling. She said there is no procedure for a roll call vote.
Senator Kennedy, I gave you a response to your request of a second round of questioning. I have no intention on allowing a second round of questioning.
And I'm appealing your ruling.
That is fine. There is no procedure that allows for a roll call. There is no procedure for that allows for a roll call vote in this committee. This is a hearing. I have the gavel. I have responded to your request.
He said he has never seen a chair try so hard to protect a witness and avoid answering why she just lied on the stand. Another Democrat senator said Kennedy was badgering the chair. She said the witness's comportment shows she will be a damn good judge. Kennedy said every Democrat wants to cover up the facts. The chair moved on. Kennedy did not back down. Let's watch.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Newman.
Thank you.
I have a point of order, Madam Chair.
Yes, Senator Kennedy.
Madam Chair, with respect, you allowed the witness to go at length and to change her testimony without her being subject to cross-examination. Are you going to allow us to have a second round of questioning?
No, Senator Kennedy.
What are you trying to cover up here?
There is no cover-up, and Mr. Padilla, Senator Padilla, you'll be allowed the 30 seconds remaining left.
I want
of your
to
time.
appeal the ruling of the chair.
Thank you. I'd like to hear the
I would like to
responses
appeal.
from the two
Madam
witnesses
Chair, I have
remaining.
a point of order. I'd like to appeal the ruling of the chair. You allowed a
Your
witness-
point of order was offered and responded to,
and I appeal
and
the ruling of the chair and call for a roll call vote. You allowed a witness, let me state my case.
Sure.
With respect. You allowed a witness to go on for 4 or 5 minutes, change her testimony, knowing full well that neither Senator Cruz nor I could cross-examine her about her perjury.
Senator Kennedy, would you allow the witnesses
Now,
to finish
still in
responding
the
to my
middle of a
question,
point of
and
order,
then we can
Mr.
act
Madam
on
Chair.
your request?
And I think we
Senator
should
Kennedy.
have a second round.
Senator Kennedy.
And I am appealing the ruling of the chair.
Senator Kennedy, would you allow the witnesses to finish responding to my question, and then we
I
can
am
respond to your
appealing
request?
the ruling of the chair.
Senator Kennedy, I gave you a response to your request of a second round of questioning. I have no intention on allowing a second round of questioning.
And I'm appealing your ruling.
That is fine. There is no procedure that allows
I
for
would ask
a
for a
roll
roll
call.
call
There
vote.
is no procedure for it that allows for a roll call vote in this committee. This is a hearing. I have the gavel. I have responded
this is a
to your
cover-up, Madam Chair.
request.
This is an
and I am going to
embarrassing
return
I will
to
say I've
Senator
never seen
Kennedy's.
a chair try so hard to protect a witness and avoid answering why she just lied on the stand with her own words, her own opinion.
Thank you so much for your request. It has been heard, responded to. Senator Padilla,
There will be no cross-examination.
If I would like-
The witness shall be
But I
allowed
want
to
to be
lie,
sure I
and no one will ask
understand your
her.
ruling. I think I have the floor.
There, you have you asked for, was there going to be another round of questions?
Point of order. Your
The answer
ruling
is no.
that we can't have a second round, that the chair can allow a witness, after we're finished with cross-examination, go on at length, change her testimony, potentially perjure herself. We're not allowed to cross-examine in a second round of questioning, which we do all the time.
The answer is no,
you tell
Senator
me
Kennedy.
I can't, and you now ask for a roll call vote to appeal your ruling.
Madam
and you
Chair.
say I can't do that.
No, you cannot.
That's
Madam Chair,
ridiculous.
point of
Thank
personal
you.
privilege, please. Madam Chair, point of order.
Senator Hirona.
You know, we have been witness to literally witness badgering and now badgering of the chair. She has issued her ruling. There is no appeal. Some of us would like to get on with this hearing.
I'm sure you
and
would.
To have to sit here and listen to all of you go off time and time and time again. And I just want to commend this witness, this nominee, for her comportment, because what her comportment says to me is that she is going to be a damn good judge. Can we get on with it, Madam Chair?
So does every Democrat senator want to cover up the facts here? Is any Democrat
So can we
senator interested
return
in the direct
to
contradiction
Senator,
from
we'll
the
be
witness?
returning to Senator
Apparently, it's
Padilla's
the entire
questioning, or
Democrat
we will
senators that want to
adjourn
cover these up.
today's
You
hearing.
want to adjourn? Go ahead. You can do that.
Go ahead.
Senator Padilla, I
We
want
might
to
as
give you
well.
your 30
You
seconds.
might
Way
as
you're
well,
gonna run this
because the
hearing.
I
questions
wanna
are
give
going
you
to
your 30
be, are you
seconds.
more
If you
handsome or
wish, you can
beautiful
yield
or
your
brilliant?
time and we
And
can
let's
gavel
avoid the
over
Madam
facts.
Chair, what I would like is an opportunity for the two remaining witnesses to respond to my question. And I would really like all members of the committee to pay them the respect they deserve and to let them finish. Ms. Newman.
Thank you, Senator. I do agree with the premise of your question. I did have the opportunity to complete 2 clerkships, one at the Vermont Supreme Court and one at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. When I was at the Second Circuit before Judge Peter Hall, I was his 3rd slate of clerks, very beginning of his career. And he discussed then and made it a point to try to attract and hire a very diverse set of law clerks in the broadest sense, geographically diverse, from different schools, many who had had different careers before law school. He felt that that really helped his decision-making process, and I hope, if I'm so fortunate to be confirmed, to do the same.
Thank you. Judge Valenzuela.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. I agree with your statement, and I agree with the comments of my colleagues. The only thing I would add is that I think the mentoring component of that is very important. And that's why for the past, I think 5 years or so, I have served on the California Judges Association's outreach committee. And I've strived through that committee to encourage and inspire the next generation of lawyers.
Thank you to all the nominees for your responses and, again, for your composure and your dignity. And I will apologize to you for the decorum of some of my colleagues here today. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Senator Padilla. Thank you to our nominees here. If there are further questions that are going to be, would like to be offered, the deadline for submitting those is May 29th. By 5 p.m. Questions for the record will still be due to the nominees by that date and time. The record will likewise remain open until that time to submit letters and similar materials. Everyone, please plan accordingly. With that, this hearing is adjourned.
Senator John Kennedy just delivered a masterclass in how to fight for accountability when the system is rigged against it. He did not come with a speech. He came with a simple demand. He wanted to cross-examine a witness who had changed her testimony. The chair refused. He appealed. The chair refused again. He kept fighting. And he left no doubt about the answer. The exchange between Kennedy, the chair, and Senator Padilla was not just a procedural dispute. It was a confrontation about the fundamental question of whether the committee would do its job or protect a nominee from scrutiny. Kennedy began by pointing out what had happened. The chair had allowed a witness to go on at length and change her testimony without being subject to cross-examination. He asked if there would be a second round of questioning. The chair said no. He asked what the chair was trying to cover up. The chair said he had a point of order. He asked to appeal the ruling. The chair said there was no procedure for a roll call vote. The chair said she had the gavel. She had responded to his request. She was moving on. Kennedy said he had never seen a chair try so hard to protect a witness. He said the witness should be allowed to lie. No one would ask. The chair said his request had been answered. No cross-examination. Kennedy's argument is devastating. He did not need to argue about the merits of the witness's testimony. He only needed to show that the process was unfair. He showed that the witness had changed her testimony. He showed that the chair refused to allow cross-examination. He showed that the chair was protecting the witness. He showed that the committee was not interested in the truth. He showed that the system was rigged. The witness had already changed her testimony. That is not a minor issue. That is a serious problem. When a witness changes her testimony, the committee needs to know why. It needs to know which version is true. It needs to know if the witness is lying. Cross-examination is the only way to get those answers. The chair refused to allow it. She said no. She did not explain why. She did not offer an alternative. She just said no. The chair's defense was weak on every level. She said there was no procedure for a roll call vote. She said she had the gavel. She said she had responded to his request. She did not address the substance. She did not explain why cross-examination was not allowed. She did not explain why the witness was allowed to change her testimony without being questioned. She did not explain why the committee was moving on. She said no. That was not a defense. That was a dismissal. The chair's ruling was arbitrary. It was not based on the rules. It was not based on fairness. It was based on a desire to protect the witness. Kennedy called it out. He said he had never seen a chair try so hard to protect a witness. He was right. Padilla's intervention was telling. He said Kennedy was badgering the chair. He said he wanted to get on with the hearing. He said the witness's comportment showed she would be a damn good judge. He did not address Kennedy's concerns. He did not explain why cross-examination was not needed. He did not explain why the witness's testimony should not be scrutinized. He said Kennedy was badgering. That is a classic move. When you cannot answer the substance, attack the tone. Padilla did not defend the process. He attacked Kennedy. He did not explain why the witness should be protected. He did not explain why the committee should not do its job. He said Kennedy was badgering. That is not a defense. That is a distraction. Kennedy's response was sharp. He asked if every Democrat wanted to cover up the facts. He asked if any Democrat would return to the question. He said they could adjourn. The chair moved on. Kennedy did not get what he wanted, but he made his point. The system is rigged. The chair is protecting the witness. The Democrats are covering up the facts, and the truth does not matter. Kennedy's frustration is understandable. He came to do his job. He came to ask questions. He came to hold the witness accountable. The chair prevented him from doing that. The chair said no. The chair moved on. The chair protected the witness. Kennedy was left with nothing. He could not cross-examine. He could not ask follow-up questions. He could not get the truth. He could only object. And his objections were dismissed. The larger issue here is not just about one witness. It is about the confirmation process. It is about whether nominees can be held accountable. It is about whether the committee will do its job. Kennedy argued that it should. He argued that witnesses should be cross-examined. He argued that the truth matters. He argued that the chair should not protect witnesses. He argued that the Democrats should not cover up the facts. He was right. The confirmation process is supposed to be rigorous. It is supposed to test nominees. It is supposed to expose their views. It is supposed to hold them accountable. When the chair refuses to allow cross-examination, the process breaks down. When the chair protects a witness, the process becomes a sham. When the Democrats cover up the facts, the process becomes a joke. Kennedy called it out. He said the witness should be allowed to lie. No one would ask. He was right. The hearing ended without Kennedy getting what he wanted. He did not get a second round of questioning. He did not get cross-examination. He did not get the chair to change her mind. But he did something important. He exposed the process. He showed that the chair was protecting the witness. He showed that the Democrats were not interested in the truth. He showed that the system is rigged. He showed that accountability does not exist. And he made it clear that the American people deserve better. The American people deserve a confirmation process that works. They deserve a committee that does its job. They deserve a chair that is fair. They deserve senators who care about the truth. They deserve accountability. They did not get any of that. Kennedy did his job. He fought for accountability. He exposed the cover-up. He made his point. The rest of the committee did not. They protected the witness. They covered up the facts. They moved on. They did not care about the truth. They cared about the outcome. They wanted the nominee confirmed. They did not want to ask hard questions. They did not want to expose her views. They did not want to hold her accountable. They wanted to get it over with. Kennedy would not let them. He forced the issue. He made them answer. He made them show their hand, and they showed it. They are not interested in the truth. They are interested in winning. That is not oversight. That is a cover-up.